Today, I am super excited to be unboxing the brand new M2 MacBook Air, featuring an all-new design as well as that M2 chip. This is the biggest upgrade to the MacBook Air line that we've seen for many years, and this may just be the best new laptop to get from Apple. Alright, so here we go. I chose to go for the base model. This is the model that I think most people are going to end up buying, which will come with an 8-core CPU as well as an 8-core GPU and 8 gigabytes of RAM. And it'll be interesting to see how well or not well this keeps up. Although with Apple's incredible optimization, I expect it to be fine for most tasks, but I definitely have a lot of tests to come. And then this model also comes with 256 gigabytes of storage and will also come in new colors, including Starlight and of course the Midnight that I have here. You guys already know I love the Midnight color. I have it on my Apple Watch, I have it on my iPhone, and to now have it on the MacBook, I've never seen a product this big in this new Midnight color. So of course I had to go for the Midnight color. That choice was easy, and wow, right off the bat, this thing is thin. I am of course used to the M1 Pro MacBook Pro. I've done a lot of videos on that. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm also definitely going to be doing some comparisons to the M2 MacBook Air here. So let's go ahead and take it out of this wrapping here, and there we go. Wow, look at that Midnight color. You see how that changes depending on how I angle it in the light, from very dark to bringing out that dark blue tint. Looks fantastic. A little bit disappointed to not see the MacBook Air branding on the bottom. I thought that was a really neat touch on the MacBook Pro. Shame to not see it here. Let's go ahead and take it out here. There we go. Flip it over, and yes, it is very hot today, so please excuse the fingerprints, and look at that finish. That looks so good. Before we take a closer look at the laptop itself here, let's go ahead and put that off to the side and see what else is included in the box here. So let's take a look at the charger. So here we go. This is a braided cable now, just like we saw with the new M1 Pro MacBook Pros, and is now color matched as well. And wow, this looks really great. This is in fact enough reason on its own to get this computer. I'm kidding, of course, but I do think this is a nice touch, as I think Apple historically, I've even mentioned this in previous videos, the cable quality has been quite subpar and they don't really last long. I'm thinking about, especially those Lightning to USB-C cables, whereas now this cable should really last and also feels really good in the hand, and having it color matched just looks nice. And here we go. So I would say that's a decent length cable. If I had to guess, I would say around 6 feet, maybe 2 meters or so, which should be plenty for most uses. And then again, we have that MagSafe port on the end, which will of course magnetically connect to the computer, which is great in case someone, or say your pet, trips over the cable. Instead of bringing down the whole computer with it, it will just unplug the charger. So really great to see that brought back. And then here we have the Designed by Apple in California booklet, as we are familiar with from Apple products as well. Go ahead and take that out and let's take a look here. So here we have MacBook Air. Simple instructions, very plain, very easy to set up, of course, as with all Apple products. We have your warranty information, and aha, this is what we all came for. This is the Midnight Apple stickers. They look great. What can I say? I think no other company can make stickers as good as Apple, and we now have them in Midnight. So these are always fun to stick somewhere. Although, I always struggle where to stick them. So if you guys have a suggestion, let me know in the comments. Let's go and take a look and see what else we have. Here we have the charger. Now with this model, they actually have a couple of choices. So if you upgrade to the higher end models, you actually do have a choice for a higher wattage charger, which will fast charge the MacBook. In addition to that, you also have a charger that will have 2 USB-C ports. So you can say charge your iPhone alongside your Mac. But of course the base model comes with this charger here, which is a 30-watt charger. And this is really small. If you guys just get an idea for how small that is in the hand, great for travel. And then of course, since I am here based in the UK, we get the UK wall warts to plug it in. So let's go ahead and see how that looks here. Attach it like so, bring out the other end, plug that into the USB-C port, and we are ready. So this is a really nice and portable setup to bring with you while traveling, not to mention very lightweight as well. And then of course, since this is USB-C, you can also use it for other products, even your non-Apple products as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the M2 MacBook Air. Now, as mentioned before, this is the base model, and this will come in at $1,199 or 1,249 pounds. And this is actually up $200 compared to the previous M1 MacBook Air, which they do still sell. Now, of course, I have a lot of testing to do to see whether it will be worth the upgrade, but something tells me that it will be worth spending the extra $200 and getting the M2 instead. Let me know, by the way, in the comments if you have any questions about the new M2 MacBook Air, or if there's anything you'd like me to cover in my upcoming videos. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So let's go ahead and take a quick tour around the MacBook here. So on the top, of course, we have that Apple logo, which is now definitely bigger compared to the previous generation Macs, especially the Air. I believe somewhere I read that it is 30% larger, and I actually think it looks really good. Just like on the M1 MacBook Pro, it just looks a little bit more proportionate. Go and take a look at the left side here. This is where we find that MagSafe port, and we have two USB-C Thunderbolt ports as well. Now, technically, you don't get an extra port on this model, but because you're using the MagSafe to charge, you no longer have to sacrifice one of your USB-C ports to charge, although you still can if, say, you don't have your MagSafe charger. And then on the other side, thankfully, we still have a headphone jack. And then on the back here, we have a very thin cutout beneath the screen, and that is because this machine is entirely fanless, so it will also operate completely silently, which is a really nice feature to have. And I'm really interested to see as to how this model handles higher temperatures when putting it under pressure. And now let's go ahead and open the MacBook Air here for the first time. There we go, look at that. As you can see, it is also booting up already, as with all Macs. Go ahead and remove the cover. And there we go. There's always something about unboxing a new MacBook that's just extra special. So as you can see, we have that all new design. We see it all the way here from the keyboard. We get, of course, that liquid retina display with the rounded corners on the top, as well as having the notch. Now, of course, some people do not like this. Personally, I really don't mind it, especially because it does allow for a larger screen, which particularly in the vertical axes is really useful if, say, you're reading text or working on documents. And ultimately, it allows for a larger screen in a smaller body, as this has a 13.6-inch screen compared to the previous 13.3-inch display, while still having a physically smaller footprint. And of course, inside we have that new M2 chip, which is going to be just about 1.4 times faster on average compared to the M1. At least that is what Apple says. Of course, I'm going to be thoroughly testing all of this, but if you are coming from an older generation MacBook, especially an Intel MacBook, these Apple Silicon Macs are really a completely different product. And believe me, the performance differences are huge. Speaking of huge, the battery inside should also give up to 18 hours of battery life, which means more than all-day battery life. Alongside that, we also have that liquid retina display, which will have up to 500 nits of brightness, so should be plenty bright even to use outdoors. And as you can see, we no longer have a touch bar on the top row. Instead, what we do still have is, in my opinion, the best part of the previous touch bar, and that is Touch ID. And this will allow you to quickly log into your Mac, authenticate payments, or look up your passwords, for example. Touch ID is fantastic. We loved it on iPhone, and it is just as good on the Mac. So at the end of the day, you know, who is this for? Well, I think Apple said it well when they said that the MacBook Air was their best-selling Mac. And this is absolutely no surprise to me. This is a portable computer that is lightweight, making it ideal for travel, for lightweight productivity, if say you are a student or you are regularly on the go, especially now with this new M2 chip, making it even more powerful. And then we get this new design, which in my opinion, just modernizes the Mac and makes it look so much better. This definitely is, from what I can see so far, the best iteration of the MacBook Air so far. I am really excited to start using the M2 MacBook Air and see what it is capable of. As well as this, I'm also curious to see how it compares to the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch, which I've been using as my main machine. Anyway, be sure to subscribe to not miss any of my future videos, and if you haven't seen them yet, I highly recommend watching my M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch long-term review, as well as my iPad Air review. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.